And now, please welcome your New York Knicks. At guard at 6'5" from Oklahoma State, number 3, John Starks. At guard at 6'4" from Marquette, number 25, Doc Rivers. At forward at 6'7" from Tennessee State, number 14, Anthony Mason. At forward at 6'9" from Virginia Union, number 34, co-captain Charles Oakley. And at center at 7 feet from Georgetown, number 33, co-captain Patrick Ewing. The head trainer is Mike Saunders, assistant trainer Tim Walsh, assistant coaches Nick
where the coach gets the biggest round of applause of all. But for Pat Riley, one of the great coaches in the history of this game, that is the case. Pat Riley, just 48 years old, in his 12th year as an NBA head coach, his third season. A 2-game losing streak. Patrick's, Ewing, and Riley both pleased to be back. And the New York Knicks will go to work first. This is Doc Rivers, the 11th year veteran out of Marquette. You see the matchups. Minor guarding Starks. Sally defending Ewing. Doc Rivers, the switch. Cycling out there with him. 5 on the shot clock. Doc got away with a walk. Starks, long 2. John Starks, who went just 4 for 21 Saturday night, knocking in his first.
Remember what I said earlier, Eric. Guys that have bad shooting games come out a lot more determined the next time out. Looks like John Starks is one of those.
Oakley jumping out on the pick and roll. Cycling finding Sally. And John Sally called for steps.
One of the things the Knicks do best in the entire league is rotate to cover the ball when it's swung from strong side to weak side. You just saw evidence of it there, Charles Oakley being the guy.
Well, the Knicks third in the league when it comes to forcing turnovers, better than 18 a game. We're a minute in, 2-0 New York. Ewing doubled, spinning away. 4-0 New York. Patrick Ewing averaging 22 points, 9 rebounds a game here in his 9th NBA season.
You saw the Heat switch. That's not what Kevin Lockery wanted. He doesn't want Ronnie Cycli going out to play the guard and leaving Harold Miner to defend Ewing.
Easy rebound for Anthony Mason, the 5th year forward out of Tennessee State. Oakley will launch and hit. Well, the Knicks off to a nice start. They lead it 6-0, a minute 30. And Ronnie Cycli grabs the rebound and loses to Anthony Mason. Ewing with a step and a slam.
Patrick Ewing knocked the ball loose from Ronnie Cycli. Ronnie cleared the rebound.
Back. Sally got it. Well, the Heat have been struggling from the field, but they get the John Sally field goal, just their second here in the quarter. Knicks by 6. Starks for 3. John Starks leading it 13-6. Miami just 3 of 10 from the field. Rivers for 3. And the Knicks jumpers.
Yeah, exactly. And now here's the Heat showing a little trap.
Out of the corner, John Starks. Boy, he's got the shooting eyes blazing.
With Herb Williams defending him, he can score off Herb Williams.
Cycli is 0 for 2. Miner 0 for 2. But John Starks just keeps on bearing them. 4 out of 5. 15 left in the first. And John Starks finally missing one, but Williams slams it back in. That's the kind of quarter it's been for Miami. Campbell defended by Glenn Rice. And again, Starks free.
Dead open. Dead open.
That has got to stop if Miami has any hopes of staying. Mason against Geiger, and help came. Rivers, the corner 3. Rivers with 2 threes. The Knicks in the first quarter have hit 5 threes. And have lifted their lead now to 31-17, and that's an offensive foul charged to Steve Smith. Trying to go under the screen, loses Doc Rivers. Here's Williams from the wing. Nothing but open shots for New York. 6 points for Herb Williams. The Knicks at 58% for the quarter. And full shot wide to the right. The Knicks have opened up a 16-point lead after everywhere for New York. All the way. About the only shot that has not rolled in for John Starks, but he will get to it the stripe and showing off his athleticism. The rebound coast to coast and then the scoop.
Now watch Starks on the move, see some daylight, bursts to the basket. Tough.
And the Knicks have doubled Miami's board total so far. Ewing still sitting with the 2 fouls. Shot clock winding down. Oh, no! Off the glass! He hits his 4th three-pointer of the first half and already has dialed up 20 points.
And even John Starks has to smile at that one, Eric. Off the glass from that distance. Shot clock winding down. It's not what...
Cycling off glass.
Play. Not what the clinicians wrote for Starks' shot, but it goes for him. Nice move by Cycling.
That kind of night to this point for Starks and his New York Knicks. The Knicks have hit all 6 of their three-pointers, and they've opened up a 40-21 lead. It was 40-19 a moment ago. Here's Campbell for 3. Why not? 7 for 7. This New York Knicks team, a gang that could not shoot straight the other night against the Utah Jazz.
I don't think he's going to ever get more than that. Look at Ewing work against Geiger.
Geiger on the spin. Ewing blocked it. Geiger picks it back. Ewing blocks it. Geiger again. Ewing blocks it. That fouls him. Foul number 3 on number 33.
Ewing deflects. Geiger again. Ewing deflects. Geiger again.
Out of there, and Burton is down and injured. On the other end, Starks slays it in. John Starks with Greg Anthony, the left-hander, the flip, the foul, and the goal.
On the floor right now.
John Sally put it on the floor and lost it to Greg Anthony. Nice pass for Oakley. That was good. 6 points for Charles Oakley. Silver platter assist by Greg Anthony. By the way, Willie Burton out of the locker room, back on the Miami bench. No ice on his knee. And the preliminary report is that Burton is just fine. Coles for 3. Rims off. And Anthony Bonner takes it in. 51-31. New York by 20. Less than 5 minutes to play in the first half. No post for Herb Williams. Easy pickings against Glenn Rice. Herb Williams, 10 first half points. He averages under 6 points again.
Herb Williams has a pretty good low post game if he can get it in that close to the basket.
Time out to Miami. The Heat trailing by Miami. Not feeling very rich and famous are the Heat, but there is Robin Leach, who has made that famous here in New York, one of the many celebrities. Here's Starks again for 3. Do you believe this? 5 made threes in 6 attempts here in the first half. John Starks with 25 points. The chance to run. Shaw for Geiger. Nice block by Herb Williams. That's a great play. And another rebound for Herb Williams. Starks for 3. Well, it's becoming this season by Shaw. Heat in the press. The Knicks beat it deep.
Oh, that's great ball movement.
Starks for 3. Look out, New York. John Starks, a one-man wrecking crew. 31 first half points. 7 made three-pointers. Unbelievable. Rice tries to silence the crowd. Does not. And they are roaring their approval here in Manhattan. Up out of their seats. At the Garden, another sellout tonight. Well, there's a nice play by Shaw. Stripping Starks, blowing by him, and knocking Starks down. Starks bleeding from the face.
Caught an elbow. Starks caught an elbow from Brian Shaw as he dribbled past. Caught it right at the bridge of the nose. Let's take a look at it. Pretty good defense by Brian Shaw, who knocks that ball loose. Now he's off to the races. Starks in hot pursuit. Starks gets position, and Shaw, as he swings by and changes direction, catch
half for Starks And he has tied an NBA record with his 7 made threes in one half. Of course, we were eyewitnesses, Jack, to the record-setting performance last spring in Milwaukee when Brian Shaw buried 10 three-pointers. That record in jeopardy tonight. Dr. Norman Scott will escort Starks to the dressing room. His first half ends 19 seconds prematurely. Gets a standing ovation from the 19,763 that paid their way in.
Arms. Good call.
Starks through the lane, leaves for Ewing. Knocks it in. Just the third field goal for Ewing, who has 6.
Patrick Ewing, for a big man, has great control of his body move.
Woes tonight gets 2, has 8 points on the game. Mason with a slam off the Starks dish. Anthony Mason's first field.
Right at Ronnie Cycli, and then dishes to the big guy for the slammer.
In the third quarter, the Knicks have hit 3 of 4. For the game, they're at 51%.
Himself into a good passing angle.
Mason on the double clutch. He has 6.
Unselfish play by the Knicks.
But Jack, on Smith's pass, he did show poise, didn't panic in that double team.
Oh, yes, because he was getting a hard double team there. They'll double this one, too.
20-point Knick lead. 8 minutes left in the third.
The Knicks double team all screen and roll plays.
John Sally's wing jumper taken by Doc Rivers with a high dribble. Mason on the move. Oakley guarded by Minor. Cycli to help. Ewing to the open jumper. Well, the New York Knicks just picking apart Miami's doubling defense. 8 for Ewing. 22-point lead for New York.
Patrick Ewing displaying part of his arsenal tonight. The open jumper in 15.
And Glenn Rice displaying none of his arsenal. He has missed 8 of 9, has just 4 points. And that is only part of Miami's problem tonight. Ewing for Rivers, and another 3 in the air.
Look at the pursuit.
Cycli forced it into the miss, but picked up the foul. Jack, this is
One of the best in the league. But you see the 2 white shirts in there, and then Ewing with a hard pursuit and taking it back up. Cycli with the
at the age of 32. Smith with a runner. Long rebound to Rivers, ahead for Starks. Beautiful move. But it rolls out. Starks into the first row, and he'll shoot 2. John Starks admire his skill and his toughness.
Watch John Starks. He gets the go-ahead pass. He's going to drive left, spin back right, and finish at the basket. Same look. Nice finish. Doesn't quite get the field goal, but gets himself to the free throw line.
Was Harold Minor's first foul. By the way, Starks perfect at the foul line tonight. 7 of 7. Shooting for his 35th point. And that ties his season high. 76-57. The Knicks have led from the start.
Look at the Knick rotation out of that double team.
Cycli spinning into traffic, fires up the air ball. Down with it comes Mason, and here come the Knick infantry. Mason back to Oakley. Smith right with Charles Oakley. Knocks it free. Oakley saves it for Mason.
That's Charles Oakley. That's Charles Oakley. Loose ball on the floor. Oakley swipes it back to Mason, who buries the jumper. And now Patrick Ewing and Steve Smith with a little verbal altercation.
Technical fouls charged to both. Frustration spilling out for Steve Smith. He doesn't want to be pushed around. He was jostled by Ewing and would have none of it. And you want to see your team not behind like this, but react like that. This is something the Heat are not pleased with, obviously. Under 4 minutes to play, third quarter. The Knicks 78, 57 leaders. Cycli setting up shop down on the block. Cycli on the spinner. Bounces off. Geiger keeping it alive, but Mason away with it. Ewing. Geiger blocked it from behind, but fouled Patrick Ewing. That's the second on Matt Geiger. The Heat are over the limit. Couple free throws for Pat Ewing coming in. This is the first Knick Rookie of the Year since Willis Reed. And Starks darting in front of Cycli for the rebound. Under 2 minutes left in the third now. Ewing on the turn. That's his shot. Patrick Ewing loves the baseline spin and jump shot. Ewing now with a dozen points. Campbell the trailer right back to Starks, and he banks it in. 37 points tonight for John Starks, 2 away from tying his career high. 87-66 Knicks. Rivers by Minor, fouled hard by Rice. And brought down unintentionally. There's nice guy Charles Oakley kicking. Now John Starks comes out. Hubert Davis is in. Sounds like what I had for lunch. Williams on. Patrick Ewing to the bench. Ewing leaves with a dozen. Starks sat out a moment ago with his 37. Still. Oakley fires. Oakley, his first points of the second half. The Oakman with 8. Oakley also has 7 assists.
He's again showing trap now. You got the big fly swatter in the basket area.
Hubert Davis strokes it out of the corner and just over the outstretched arm of Matt Geiger. It was a Knick foul. Geiger,
That's
double
a nice
pumps.
move.
That's a nice move.
Mike Geiger spun past Oakley, got to the basket, and got the ball up and in over 2 help side defenders.
Knicks by 20. Hubert Davis, the shorter pop, and he rattles that one down. Down 24, 7.5 left, and Burton dribbles it out of bounds.
Really going nowhere with that one. Matt Geiger had pretty good post position that time.
Here's Blackman. And it's still. Geiger lost control. The Heat playing very carelessly now. Bonner got fouled by Shaw.
That should be a possession as well.
Williams with a rebound, and he puts it in over Ball. Herb Williams has had a nice night. A dozen points. 103-76. Back to a 27-point Knick lead, and this does match their largest. Burton hooks it up and in. 8 points for Willie.
Same play. Willie slicing off a screen from the weak side, getting open in the basket area.
Down to 6 minutes to play. Rolando Blackman hits another New York 3.
You've got to root for Rolando Blackman to have as good a career, good finish of his career as possible. He's a wonderful guy, class act.
No question. That was, by the way, the 200th career made 3 by Blackman. Cole's way off on his. The Knicks have hit 11 threes. That a blowout with 5:25 left. The Knicks go to the bench on the Heat timeout. The Knicks lead it by 30. Very difficult night for the Heat.
You see, the crowd is even picking up the chant defense.
No, Jeff, they're yelling for pizza.
Oh, the pizza. Defense to pizza. Okay.
That would have been very friendly of them to chant defense for the Heat. Actually, the Knicks. It would have been bloodthirsty for them to want more defense now. Can't blame them for being hungry.
Oh, my.
Ball throwing up the 3. Oh. 5 minutes left. This is Hubert Davis for the pull-up. And the Knicks still battling. This is Bonner, lost it, but it bounces right to Mason. Mason goes in deep, gets it back. You know, every Knick player certainly plays with all-out effort. Bonner bouncing for Williams. There's up the hook, and Geiger finally ends the possession with a rebound. The Knicks by 30, 4:22 left. Burton tripped up. And it is on Anthony Bonner.
They like him. He's done a good job here, and he fits perfectly with what Pat Riley likes from his front line guys. So he likes that overplay of the ball receiver. He can run the floor. Pat would like him to shoot a little better from the perimeter, which may be one of the few weaknesses that the Knicks have.
Not tonight, however. 51% for the game, and a franchise record 12 made threes. Here's Blackman, and Coles stops the break. Shaw from the corner. Book it. Ryan Shaw with 8 points. His first field goal of the second half.
Now the Knicks must keep the opponent under 85, isn't that it?
Yes.
For all the patrons to get pizza?
So that is the lone remaining storyline. Defense and pizza. Blackman for three. Yes! The 13th made three for the Knicks. Adding injury to insult here. 111 to 80. .310 left. And the only thing in doubt is whether these Knicks fans will get their pizza. Offensive foul on Brian Shaw. That helps them.
There again, Eric, the Knicks play such sound defense consistently. You've got
Blackman curling around the screen. Nice return for Williams. Nicely done. Herb Williams has tied his season high with 14.
The Knicks are putting on a clinic at both ends of the floor. Very crisp passing, excellent defense, good board work, high percentage shooting.
And it has led up to this lopsided 33-point lead. Manute. Blackman picks it off the deck, and the Knicks come charging again. Alley-oop for Bonner. Nice choice. Anthony Mason off the Bonner assist. Mason with 8, and the lead is 35. 2 minutes left. If this was a boxing match, they'd have stopped it long ago. Nothing at all.
I'm interested to see Alexander go at it with whomever he may defend, and it looks like he's going after Anthony Mason. Perfect matchup. Watch these two warriors go at it.
Down on the shot clock. Minute 35 left in the game. Davis. And Alexander gets to the loose ball. Burton misfires. Crowd responding because they're hoping to keep the Heat under 85. And it has kept this crowd very much into it.
And kept them in the Madison Square Garden.
Alexander and Mason getting involved in some push and shove. I imagine the Heat must be confused now why this crowd is so into this final minute 13 of this bust out. And Manute Bol gets into it.
Let's take a look. Anthony Mason and Alexander.
Mason has been charged with a technical foul.
Well, you know, Gary Alexander is not going to back down from anyone. We know that. I don't think the Knicks know it. But we're going to find out.
Coles will shoot the technical. He hits it. He has 5 points tonight. Anthony Mason, originally a third-round pick of the Portland Trail Blazers in 1988. Had to play in the CBA, the USBL, and Turkey before getting a shot in the NBA. 117-83. 34-point lead for New York. Alexander and Mason continue to battle. And Mason called for the foul.
Take a look. Watch these two guys. There hasn't been much of a matchup between these two teams, but these two guys are going at it hard.
As you anticipated.
Indeed. See if Gary Alexander can knock down a couple of free throws here.
Well, they're having fun here in New York. Alexander gets his own miss. Puts it in. And there will be no pizza tonight. And back home they go by car, train, bus, you name it. They've got it here in New York. Rolando Blackman cost the Knicks a #1 pick, still to come in 1995. Pat Riley not thinking about that now. Focused, one at a time. The ultimate.
Charlotte probably playing the second best level of basketball in the East.
Well, the Knicks will make 2 trips to Miami this year. There's the battle scar for John Starks. The broken nose to go along with 31 first half. Earlier, he has the 2 points tonight. And that will do it. Hubert Davis dribbles it out. The New York Knicks win it, and win it big by 32.
And this 3 by John Starks. Shot clock was winding down. He takes it back out, fires this one. Now this is a tough one, and it goes off the glass. Now when you shoot that in the playground, you say almost, excuse me.
New York next.
There will be better nights for the Miami Heat, but this was not one of them. 119-87. They take a thrashing here in Madison Square Garden.
The game within the game is worth free pizza to those fans in attendance at Knicks games this year. If New York's defense holds the opponents to fewer than 85 points, then those at the Garden eat za.